Right, so very simple IL for you in preparation for next week. As you know, we've just finished the assessments for the end of Unit 1. So what I need you to do for next week is to learn some vocabulary in preparation for the two lessons that we'll have next week. So we're obviously moving on to the next topic. So what I need you to do is to go into MFL on Moodle and go into the resources, includes online books. Click in there, make sure you're logged on, and then click Key Stage 3 and GCSE OCR Active Teach online books. When they open up to you, know that your book is the first one that's there, so it's Year 7 French Studio 1. I need you to go into Unit 2, Mon Collège, here, and enter. When that opens up, you'll see that you've got the first page in Mon Collège. If it interests you, of course, you could read through this information here. Some of this information might be interesting in terms of what school is like in France. First little bit of information there. Most schools in France have no school uniform, etc. These might be things that you don't necessarily know. But where I need you to go, in actual fact, is into the contents. Open that up. Module 2, Mon Collège. Open up. Drop down and look into the vocabulary section, and the first bit that I need you to learn is this little bit here. So we've got le français, French, le théâtre, drama, la géographie, or la geography, etc. Now, I said to you in the lesson today that the way that I was going to test that was that I would read out the English words, and you need to write down what those words were in French. And there are a couple of bits of information that you need to make sure that you got right, essentially. So when I read out the word French, if I read out the word French, you'll need to write down these two things, le français. So we need both le and français, because of course le means to say that it's a masculine noun, and with these ones that have got la next to them, like géographie, musique, technologie, etc., these are feminine nouns. These ones down here don't have le or la because they start with vowels or an H there. And H, of course, is a silent consonant, so therefore it goes on the I. So these ones have got genders beside them as well. So an M obviously stands for masculine and F stands for feminine. So those two things are the things that I need you to learn. I also want you to pay attention to the fact that some of these words have got what we call accents on them. So if we look at this word here, you can just about see underneath the word français, it's got something called a cedilla, which is a little bit like a 5 with the top cut off of it attached to the bottom of the C. Only ever goes on a C, and like I said to you in class earlier on today, it makes the C sound like an S, so it softens the C. So it's français rather than franquais. The other thing you can do, of course, there, if you wanted to, is to press this button here. If I press that button, then a little dialogue, a little box comes up like this. If I press play,
Les matières scolaires.
School subjects.
Le français.
you'll hear that they just read through them, so you can practice your listening comprehension and your pronunciation there. One last thing that you could do, if you had a couple of spare minutes, because it would help you in the lesson, is to read through this little bit here where it says mes matières. You could look through some of these activities that we're going to be doing in class next week, because the more prepared you are, the easier this is going to be when you actually get there, and obviously the more prepared you are, the more progress you can make once you're there. So have a look through this page here, the first page, and the second page there, which, if I just click through thème des matières, understanding opinions about school subjects and things like that. So just have a look through that in terms of preparation for next week. So that's your IL for next week, but there's going to be a vocab test where I will read out the words in English and I'll expect you to write down the words in French. Accents, spelling and gender.